Osborne. As for the SaberCats, back at home for their third home matchup here at Constellation Field on the Young Campaign. The same three men up front. You take a look at the lineup overall. Captain Matt Truville and, of course, Sam Windsor, the boot to watch, still your points leader in terms of, well, on the strength of those 14 penalty goals, including 7 in the season opener this year. For the first time today, we have a chance to check in pitch side with Stephanie Gonzalez.
So excited to be here. It's a beautiful night at Constellation Field. The Houston SaberCats are getting ready to take on NOLA Gold. Both teams are more than ready to face each other, get some points tonight, and of course, go up in the MLR standings. All right, guys, back to you.
Stephanie, thank you very much. Look forward to hearing from Stephanie throughout the match as she'll have a chance to check in with our head coaches in this contest. Again, Lincoln Rose along with USA captain Kate Zachary with you. Pleasant evening, a little bit of a chill in the air. We'll get down into the mid-50s. That's, of course, Fahrenheit here in Sugar Land. About to get underway. Our referee tonight, Ben Krause and his veteran crew. Well, this is a SaberCats squad building a lot of confidence. When we last saw them against Seattle, ultimately could not come away with the victory. They're up against a Gold squad that had the bye this past weekend.
Order off to a great start here with a couple punches by the forwards there to get them back up to almost midfield.
Gold coming off that trip out to Utah. Slightly less snow here in Houston tonight. Well, this is a Gold team that, again, announced their presence for year number 2 with a victory over the expansion side, Toronto. I know high expectations for Toronto and New York. Gold trying to get out of their own 22. And the, again, early whistle by our man in the middle, Ben Krause.
Just wonderful pressure there by Houston to back the NOLA Gold all the way back into their defending 22. The great attacking platform here off this scrum will really look for them to try to push NOLA back and set themselves up for try time maybe.
Well, among the bright spots for Houston this year, they're actually among the top half of the league in scrums. They have been very successful, better than 90% on the year. And a big part of that's the new additions up front. Of course, they brought in the Irishmen, kind of in the mold of their head coach, Justin Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that front row right there, between all three guys, you got 3 really strong gentlemen to kind of guide that scrum forward here.
And they'll look for another bite at the apple here. Again, Arata is back in as your scrum half this week after Connor Murphy did the duties in their last outing. Arata out of Uruguay. Edges out Murphy for that number 9 on his back here tonight. Red zone opportunity here for the SaberCats, looking for the early strike. They landed the first try against that vaunted wall, that seawall of Seattle. Can they punch one in early against the Gold? Arata into space, mishandled. As significant yardage eaten up by Blewett. Blewett tied for 4th in the league this year with his 3 tries. Of course, the last time we saw NOLA, it was the hat trick against Utah for Nick Feeks. Number 1 attack in Major League Rugby this year, including 23 tries for the Gold. And already some early licks. Houston trying to get it out on that wing. And a boot being put to it, into touch. And we'll have our second set piece early on as line out coming up.
Unfortunate there for Houston to have to kick that ball away and give the ball back to NOLA. We'll look for them here to bring that down from this line out and go out to their backs, hopefully, and maybe stretch the ball wide here, but Houston's really got to clean up their attack now.
Well, you return those Canadians, the American from the ARC, have to imagine that will do nothing but benefit the set pieces and the communication for NOLA.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are working together, even though they may not have been with NOLA. They were working with their own national teams, so that connection really kind of holds strong here still.
It truly is a matter of just simply getting reps together and forming that bond. And this one will spill, but the Gold added at midfield. Well, Houston will take some solace, as well as the Gold have played. They have given up points this year. Right now it's the Gold hoping to find those first 5 to put up on the board. Early touch for Kane Thompson, your lock out of New Zealand. Figure if many more New Zealand natives make their way to the States for MLR, we'll get a few more direct flights.
In your dreams.
Uruguay may be up there as well. Houston's been disciplined so far. And a whistle to favor the home side.
Yeah, unlucky there for Houston. Guy got caught up. Looks like number 5 got caught up in the breakdown there, so not rolling away is that penalty.
Of course, a lot of the rules you'll hear, including not rolling away, all for the sake of trying to keep this a continuously moving match, non-stop action. So if your infraction's not simply for the player's safety, often the thinking for Ben Krause and our officials in Major League Rugby are about keeping this match moving.
I'll work with the number 2 forward to others, okay? Thanks.
And they will, after the penalty, look to try to split the sticks, it appears here, from right around 30 meters down. Of course, we look to JP Eloff, number 5 in points in MLR right now, finished 4th 1 year ago. And the flags will stay down. Gold unable to strike early.
For here, we'll go to a 22 dropout. So Houston's got to kick this ball out and unfortunately give the rights back to NOLA or try to chase this ball down and get possession back.
So a break for Houston has it still knotted up. A pair of zeros on the board. Eloff. Well, time hasn't been in place before running right into the teeth of the SaberCats at midfield. Secured by Bailey. Back from the ARC, looking for speed on the wing before it spills into touch. As the Gold able to eat up some real estate, but nothing more.
Looks like that might have gone off a SaberCat player, though, so NOLA will luck out here and maintain possession.
So second line out now for the Gold. And it is your captain again back from the ARC, Eric Howard, his second year with New Orleans. They love his work rate and his ability here as a thrower.
Too late now. Yeah, I'm gonna get.
Trying to work one through instead. Little grubber here for Houston. Eloff. Just one man to shake. Able to dance around Windsor.
Backward.
This one spills, but backwards. SaberCats able to maintain with the fortunate hump. So with you and USA, what was your checklist early on in a match of things to get done?
Things like that mainly revolve around patience is number one, especially like, for instance, off this kick, you're already going backwards. You just got to set up, let your team get into position and just slowly move forward as a unit. And then otherwise, just make the calls easy and clear and just keep going forward.
Well, a fairly clean match so far. One scrum, pair of lineouts, a missed penalty goal opportunity for the Gold. The rest of the league watching keenly, especially those folks up there in Coney Island. After Rooney able to take the top of the table for the first time in their brief history. Stood up briefly by Howard. There's a quick touch from Kalina Sal. They'd like to see more of that. Trying to chew up the meters. SaberCats already one trip inside the red zone. Ultimately would not bear any fruit.
What a dummy there. Threw me off a little bit.
He missed it and he was off his feet then. He missed it, then off his feet.
Yeah, there is a confidence here in Houston. It would not be reflected in the point total, but their performance almost coming away with the success against Seattle. We'll see if that can translate to their first victory at home. Oh, great timely dish from Kalina Sal. Inside the red zone once more.
Let's go. Didn't go forward, play on. Didn't go forward, play on. No knock, no.
Windsor. Well, just when the SaberCats were fortunate to avoid a knock-on, they're going to bring it back.
A little bit of sloppy and indecision there by the SaberCats after a couple really strong phases. You can't get that excited, get that try line fever once you cross into 22. Just patience is the name of the game, though, like I said.
We'll have a moment here with a player down at the moment for Houston before our second scrum early on.
Just a space, that was the previous scrum, okay?
Of course, last year, we're talking about an 8-match campaign. The question this year, with the season doubling, the addition of 2 new teams, continued growth for MLR, is whether these professionals will hit a wall at some point. And if not, it should be an exciting finish here.
Yeah, I think it's a really, really great opportunity for these guys. I mean, to be able to play this much when you're in between some of your international matches, this is a great long season, and really comes down to how the staff manages you. You know, do you cycle some players out for games? You know, what's your recovery look like after trips? Because that is a massive, massive role leading into when you have back-to-back weekends of games like this.
We've already seen Major League Rugby benefit the USA program, as most of the Eagles have a chance now to compete against quality competition even when there's not international play to be had. Obviously, other countries, especially in North America and South America, are seeing the benefit as well moving forward.
Crouch! Fine!
So second scrum here for the home side.
Sit!
And that tunnel collapsing in a hurry.
Yeah, just a reset. I want you to go high and get your feet forward. This is now the second issue we have to deal with, okay? Feet forward and slightly higher. At this stage, shoulders below
Referee
the hip.
talking to NOLA's front line there about potentially they might have collapsed that scrum. So not something you usually want to do because that is not comfortable.
Biden and Tar, the props. Howard, the hooker for the Gold.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Santiago Arada. And that's going to be a penalty that will benefit the SaberCats here. Let's see what they have in mind. inside the red zone. They have one of the best boots in the business.
And pushing it down. Go tighter. Yeah, no, this not the issue at this stage.
And we do get the indication that Mr. Sam Windsor,
on the arm and taking it down.
your Australian fly half, will look to split the sticks here and give Houston the early advantage.
Yeah, like we said at the start of the game, NOLA can't afford penalties like this, and in that case, number 3 Ben Tarr, the ref penalized him for pulling down the scrum there on his right-hand side. So this really sets Houston up for a great opportunity to take an early lead.
Okay. They would trust Sam from 50 meters out. This closer to about 25.
I'm going to fix this first.
14 penalty goals, slightly inflated at the moment because he had 7 when he was clearly the man of the match against Austin in that season opener in Round Rock. And Houston strikes for the first 3 points of the night. Windsor splits the uprights on his first try, 3-0 Houston.
This is a great momentum swinger right here for Houston. Now they get the ball back in this kickoff. Probably look for NOLA to go deep once again and put them under pressure and expect them to kick the ball back out. But we'll see what happens.
Of course, the team that concedes the points then handles the following kickoff back to the team that just scored. Nice teamwork elevating Trueville. Again, your captain. Last year's second team all Major League Rugby for Houston, one of the bright spots. As Arana gets things restarted.
Take it back, take it back.
And Houston will look for some help here, trying to gain some real estate. Ball mishandled, still able to smother it. A break for the goal. All about going through the phases here. Trying to find that opportunity, especially for you, someone who's played in the 15s and the 7s. It's a lot harder to find open real estate for long runs here.
It's a lot different when you go from 7s to 15s and there's a double amount of people taking up every inch of space there. So it makes things a little bit more difficult, but that's kind of the beauty of 15s.
Stood up by, among others, Nick Feeks. SaberCats already almost back to midfield.
One is knock on my white.
And a knowledgeable crowd here in Houston. You'll hear the oohs and the ahs.
I think that's kind of the nice part of this baseball stadium. It's all circular around the field, so it just echoes on itself.
I'm told you cannot keep any foul balls.
That's unfair.
Oh, mishandled. And you've got yourself a knock-on. Houston's going to have the opportunity.
Not only a knock-on here, but actually a penalty. So when you knock that ball on, as we saw just now, Nick Feeks there happened to be in front of the player who knocked that on and caught it. So now Houston get another penalty opportunity.
Feeks his first year with the Gold, former collegiate All-American, a finalist a year ago for USA for the top collegiate rugby player.
English is a number 1 as well. It's good. Shot, please. I was knocked on.
Again, this is well within the range of Sam Windsor. Sam last year not only dangerous splitting the sticks, but also with his legs, dotting it down for a try on 4 occasions. Led this league 1 year ago in points.
Let's get them back behind the kid, please.
If only we had someone around here with a soccer background who could really put a boot to the ball.
Man, who do we know that might have played soccer once?
Not all of us could just show up to a alumni rugby match, excel, and then captain those 3 letters of USA shortly after.
I wouldn't say excel. I ran backwards and got tackled pretty hard on the turf. I'm surprised I came back.
Windsor 1 for 1 today. Plenty of leg. 6-0 early on for the home side SaberCats.
That was a pretty kick. Do you think you could do that?
I think there's a chance that, no.
Here we go.
Let's go. Forward, boys.
Thank you. Hold on.
Round it up. Let's go. Come on.
Again, that final against Seattle.
Nice hustle.
14 to 27 affair. Houston's lone win, ironically, no tries in that match for Houston. Early on here, a pair of penalty goals, putting them up by 6.
At this point, you take whatever points you can get, especially if you're Houston, you're trying to slowly inch your way back up the board here, but tries would definitely go a long way, get a few more points, get yourselves ahead of the game.
And has limited the bonus points available to them here throughout the year early on, as they just sit ahead of Austin in the standings, despite some close calls. Windsor was able to buy himself some time there for a moment with the threat of that right foot. And a favorable hop that's going to be called back on the knock-on.
Gentlemen, we're going to take some water now while the first 30 minutes. Yeah, water. Where's your thing?
I'll try to jump in as well.
Guys, yeah, take some water, yeah. Take some water. Water, strategy break, yeah. Water break is on 18 minutes.
And we will have our first water break of the match. A little over 18 minutes in. The SaberCats in search of their second victory on the year right now in the driver's seat, up by 6 here in Houston.
What does it mean to be super? I don't know anymore. And I've grown so tired of helping the ungrateful masses. It's time. It's time to be super again. It's beach season.
The EM Sculpt is non-invasive and requires no recovery time or pre or post preparation. Get treated in just 30 minutes. Feel results right away. You'll see positive results soon after treatment and continue for weeks after. Schedule your appointment today with the one and only timeless plastic surgery. Our board-certified doctors will get you on your way to washboard abs in no time.
Beaches love abs.
Cape and superpowers not included.
A pair of Sam Windsor penalty goals has Houston up by 6. Lincoln Rose, along with USA Women's captain Kate Zachary, on hand here at Constellation Field. Third home match for Houston. Of course, Aviva Stadium on the horizon. A lot of excitement about the growth that will signify here in Houston, Texas. One of 2 existing members in the Lone Star State in Major League Rugby, along with Austin. We have a hydration break, Kate. Of course, it's all about just getting that rhythm down, because come this summer, they're going to be asking for them.
The water breaks are pretty handy, I'm not going to lie. But, it just depends on how well you're adjusted to these water breaks. So if these teams are prepared for it, it does allow a quick second for, a note from the coach saying, hey, we've already got this, guys. Let's focus on something for the next 20. And it's a nice little reset as well, shake some things off.
Especially here in Houston, where there will be a slight issue with humidity.
Yeah, I showed up today, and I could already feel it. San Diego does not have this.
It would be one thing if your whole roster was from Houston, but we know that's not the case for the SaberCats. So they will have some international players certainly getting adjusted to that heat with the opposing sides as well come this summer. So a scrum is how we get started with the Gold. Coming out of the first hydration break, Holden Younger, your scrum half, the Californian. They sum him up as feisty. Opportunity here for NOLA. Down by 6. Able to pull it back within 1. First try on the board belongs to the Gold.
Tackle, nothing serious. Anything afterwards? No.
Just a couple of phases, all it took.
Yeah, nothing, yeah. Happy with the tackle.
As it appeared, the South African blew it.
He took a great line there off that scrum. As that ball came out, Youngert out to the backs. We had a nice strike line from, it kind of looked like he was a little bit hidden, and so, you know, Houston couldn't see him coming through, just hit the line at pace, and away he went.
Of course, they'll have the burden of the conversion being at the point in line where the try was dotted down, as again the fullback J.P. Eloff handles these kicks. JP's had a chance not only to be a part of the USA, but experience it with his brother, Philip. And just like that, the Gold, after surrendering a pair of penalty goals, strike with the first try. Conversion is good, and they have a lead here in Houston.
Still a close game, though, with lots of time left. No need to panic here.
Yeah, that's fine. He's out of play. Let's go.
Again, pretty ideal conditions here, weather-wise, and a beautiful pitch on this converted minor league ballpark, home of the Sugarland Skeeters, slang for mosquitoes. And another opportunity with the dash here, looking for support.
Going to look for NOLA to go fast here. They're on the front foot with Houston having to back up. If they can keep moving quick, it won't allow them to set up at all and really bring that line speed, which they're good at.
Cam Dolan just tested the waters.
Ball's out, picked it up. Step here.
Can Houston's defense recover after the quick strike a moment ago?
Away.
Oh.
Opportunity for a drop goal. And well off the mark.
Great idea there, though. They were operating already off of an advantage for not rolling away there at the breakdown, so why not try something a little tricky there?
Yeah, essentially a free play when you have that advantage and a heads-up decision. Playing with house money.
It's free money if you think about it, really.
And Lincoln Rosegate, Zachary with you. Stephanie Gonzalez down on the pitch. And another line out coming up here.
That was a great choice by NOLA. Just go for the sideline. Let's get another line out here. Look for them to potentially actually try to maul this in there and allow their forwards to do a little bit of the hard work.
Yeah, they might have liked it a little closer for a driving maul, but certainly an opportunity here for exactly that for the Gold.
Get you happy with that wide back line?
And thus it begins. Still on their feet, eyeing the try zone. Will we see an arm raised? Well, within a matter of minutes, the Gold with multiple visits, able to dot it down and extend the lead.
That was a textbook maul right there. Unfortunately, Houston caused that maul to kind of spin around, got themselves out of position, allowing NOLA just to keep inching forward and just dot that down with the man at the back there to put it just across the line.
What was that number that scored?
Last conversion was good from Eloff. Again, the South African, former national champion in his days at Davenport University. His third year professionally here in the States. Second season, of course, here in Major League Rugby. And it's a 14-6 affair. The last 14 points belonging to the Gold as they eye finishing tonight back atop the standings. Well, after the first couple of weeks, with certain individuals favoring certain teams, thinking they might be the favorites, the Gold perhaps turning some heads early on. But you kept hearing, well, maybe next week is when they falter. They have Houston tonight, Austin next week. Key opportunities to continue to accumulate some points.
Yeah, I think they look like a great team, and rumor is they've got some great traditions they've started off the field, which go a long way for building just team cohesion, you know, once this game starts. To have these guys working together this well, it's a big deal.
Just a shame we've plucked them away from Mardi Gras. Blame it on the schedule makers.
Who came up with this?
Yeah, you go. Leave it, Brock.
Trying to get out of their own end. Able to kick the touch from inside of their own 22.
It's a great opportunity for Houston now to set up for their big guys there at the lineout. We'll probably look for Matt Truville. He's taken a lot of their lineouts. Bring it down. They'll either look to maul, or honestly, it looks like they're going to move it out to their back line. They've got a couple backs or forwards out there ready to punch on.
Matt O'Toole will fire it in. Ben Kraus will help ensure that it's a straight throw.
Not straight,
As the SaberCats unable to accomplish that task. Now an opportunity for the gold.
Yeah, with a throw like that, you've got the opportunity to either scrum or take the line out here, so not a bad idea by NOLA to try out their lineups a little bit more.
And Eric Howard sends it in. SaberCats, another week, another turnover they're able to force on the lineout. Can they capitalize? Jose Calenasau with a rare touch right now. We haven't seen much from Vithi. They would love to get him involved, coming off his 140-meter performance against Seattle. And with the penalty against NOLA, not rolling away immediately after the tackle, Winter, instead of trying to split the sticks, is going to try to set up that driving maul that NOLA was hoping for a moment ago.
Exactly that. Houston needs to get some more points on the board, and not just for the three-pointer for the kick. They want to go all the way and get themselves 7 points here. So look for them to maul off this line out and try to get some retribution for what NOLA did to them just a few moments ago.
A more realistic task here from 5 meters down.
Fine, that's inside shoulder. Inside shoulder.
Ball spills loose. A fortunate hop for Houston.
Advantage.
But that maul, unfortunately for them, would never take shape.
Looks like Houston might be working on an advantage here. Ref had his arm up.
About a meter and a half out.
You taking players away from me.
And the advantage play, they'll bring it out to the 5 once again.
Do you understand that? No. So what happens is you clean behind the ball. I'm not going to allow that.
The decision is points, or do we keep going for 7 here? And looks like he's actually backed that up a little bit away from the sticks there. So we're going to look probably for Houston to attempt to go for 7 again here.
Okay, come off. Number 1 injured. I was players off feet, waiting for the scoop.
The league a year ago, perhaps you would take happily the 3 points, and that could give you a chance to win. But we have seen the evolution of the game here in the States as teams are able to punch it in. We've seen the try bonus on a regular basis for the top teams in the table.
Yeah, having the addition of some of these other teams, there's a lot more draw. We're getting a lot more players, you know, again, within the States, and as we've already talked about, from internationally. So the competition just continues to grow. You know, it's a great opportunity for all of these guys to get a lot of minutes and see where we go from here.
Houston had the first 6 points. Gold with a pair of tries and successful conversions with the last 14.
I'll move to the other side when it was stable.
During this downtime, you and I are being treated to a couple of youth teams warming up, and that's a big part of the big picture here at Major League Rugby. That youth game, academies continue to grow, as do opportunities for Americans here in the States, up in Canada. So they bring it back 5 meters out for Houston.
Bind!
As Arata prepares to feed the tunnel.
Get up my back.
This is where Houston's success in the scrum should play well for them.
and you're standing up. So Robert, stay. No, I didn't see that. I just saw you guys pulling up.
Yeah, Houston did a great job putting a lot of pressure there on NOLA, so they were forced to kind of almost stand up. So causing that penalty, we're going to look for a reset here, but really Houston taking it to the house in these scrums.
You see Ben Krause. Perhaps nobody will define Major League Rugby and its future more than the officials early on who helped set the tone of the expectations, especially here in the scrum.
Yeah, safety's number one, and these scrums are such a technical piece that, you know, there are a lot of things that could go wrong. So getting an experienced ref who can make the right calls there goes a long way. 8
grown men on either side entering the scrum.
Bind!
Looking for that flat top as they bind. Arado swings it out. They're looking for the wing. Fans in Houston looking for that arm to be raised. Perhaps a phase away.
It looks like he fell about a meter short there. Unfortunately, couldn't get his arms all the way out. NOLA did a good job kind of stuffing that ball and keeping it in play.
I think at this stage, both these guys are standing up.
Gold with their backs against the wall. Been able to keep Houston out of the try zone so far. As we're in the final 10 minutes of this opening half. Lincoln Rose, Kate Zachary, Stephanie Gonzalez with you. First of 2 meetings this regular season between the SaberCats and the Gold.
I'm pretty sure everyone does straight up. Everyone.
Last year, the Gold able to sweep the regular season. And after the try-saver by this Gold a moment ago, it'll set up the scrum back out at the 5 here for Houston.
Houston looking for a penalty there, but looks like we're just going to reset for yet another scrum. This is exhausting moments here for these forwards to sit here and scrum over again.
You don't feel for the wings and the centers? And
no, if anything, they've got cold hands right now.
Listen up. Is everyone, yeah? Yeah. Okay, at this stage we had 1 or 2 good scrums. Yeah. Exactly what we committed to before the game about stable scrums. I've tried my best now to make it work. Now it's up to you guys, otherwise I'll have to jump in and sort it out. Okay. So we're going to get that quick stability after the set and go from there on. Yes, sir. Okay. Do I have to help you with the bind? Huh? Should I help you with the bind?
He's just grabbing onto my arm, making it fucking...
How do I grab your arm if my arm's...
Second! Here we go again, Jamie.
Come on. Time it,
boys. We're trying.
The referee holding us, I'm on your arm.
Charlie, concentrate. Inside. I'll take wing on
bind!
So after a bit of continued education, Arada set again to feed the scrum here for Houston. 5 meters out, looking for their first venture into the try zone. Gold up to the challenge. Windsor quickly to into Kalinasow. And unable to free that ball up for play.
Yeah, unfortunately there, SaberCats just getting a little too excited and going alone into contact, giving NOLA Gold a great opportunity to poach that ball. And right there you see the number 9 making that poach. Great momentum swinger here for NOLA.
Not able to run with any support behind them. As Gold were within perhaps half a meter of conceding the 5 points. Instead, here they are about to dictate things once again with the 14-6 advantage.
I will tell the captains. Thanks.
Well, for the Gold, they're not content right now where they are, but you talk about overall points. They have surpassed their win total from 1 year ago when they finished just ahead of Houston with a total of 3 wins through their 8 matches. will hand it back over to Houston.
Well, as we talked about, if Houston can really get off that defensive line there and put the back line under pressure, that's going to be one way they can really put themselves on top of this match over NOLA.
NOLA was able to find success at Utah on the wing. We mentioned that hat trick with Feeks, the Australian.
Here we go. Here we go again. Way happier with the previous one. Good setup, and from there we can work. Okay. I'm back this guy. Crouch. Bind.
Let's go, let's have it!
Sit.
Arata here feeding the scrum with a modest lead off second base. Sam Windsor responsible for splitting the sticks on his 2 penalty goal tries. Had Houston out ahead 6-0. Consecutive tries for NOLA with successful conversions and their advantage here on the road tonight.
Yeah, I think in these last 5 minutes, though, Houston really want to go into halftime, putting another try on that board and kind of tightening back up the score before halftime. You know, unfortunately, it can really set the tone when you go into halftime if you're down a bit.
Scrum collapses in a hurry. And the Gold rejoice. We may not have cheerleaders in rugby, but we've got a pretty good cheering section with the men who traveled from New Orleans with their teammates.
They decided to skip Mardi Gras, too.
May not have been given the option. An Interstate 10 rivalry between the NOLA Gold, Houston SaberCats. I think some are fearing when this league continues to grow, if somehow these two teams get split up in a divisional split. Such great proximity, a natural rivalry between these two sides. Obviously, Houston and Austin with a Texas rivalry of its own. Houston's only win last year against the Capital City squad. On the wing, and just unable to walk the tightrope as Feeks ran out of real estate.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's that wing. If you find yourself in that 5-meter channel, if you're not going to beat your opposition, then you've got to do your best to jam back in and stay in bounds and not lose that ball.
Let's go. Lana's over the 15.
A stagnant maul at the moment. Following the line out.
Use it.
Back to Feeks, who's quickly escorted back down to the pitch. Turnover. SaberCats with it. And how about a highlight run the other way? Off to the races, splitting the posts. Try time again for NOLA Gold.
Such great work there by the SaberCats to turn that ball over. Unfortunate pass. They're not seeing the hard runner coming all the way and able to scoop that ball right out of the air.
Hook, line, and sinker, able to bait them into the toss. As Blewett able to dot it down.
Coming into tonight, Blewett's been actually having a great season, so it's good just to see him continuing that after a week off and really putting the team on his back and getting 2 tries on the board already.
Gold already within 1 try of a bonus tonight. They'd like the full 4 points to go with a victory as well. They certainly aid the cause with the turnover and quickly converting it into the try.
So we've got 2 minutes more here. The clock is out. We got 2 minutes. Yeah.
And as considerate as he was, able to set one up dead center.
It's so nice of his teammate to do that. Makes that kick just a wee bit easier. So you can pad the stats there for yourself.
Eloff 3 for 3 on conversions tonight. It's easier said than done to get that interception, take it the other way. So easy to be called for a knock-on or intentional forward touch.
Yeah, it's definitely the chance you take there when you jump up for something like that. Because if he would have knocked that on, we're looking more at a yellow card situation, and then NOLA's down a man.
That said, sin bin, assuming it comes with a heater, sounds nice this time of year.
I would take a yellow card for a little bit of a heater right now.
Saw some players in the snow these past couple of weekends, had the benefit of putting on jackets after they got yellow cards, while the rest of their teammates braved out the conditions. Again, the Gold understandably eager to get it out wide, but they've got some muscle in the middle as well with Kane Thompson. 3 Rugby World Cups with Samoa, capped over 30 times. Great veteran presence, so physical. A new addition this past October for the Gold. Most recent surge from Streifler. Back to Thompson. Cam Dolan will free it up. We couldn't be looking at a 4-try half, could we, here for NOLA? Still on their feet. Slicing into the try zone. Flag will go up. And what an opening 40 minutes for the Gold. The Gold standard so far.
You know, Gold looked a little bit slow at the start of this half, but they're really starting to pick up pace, move that ball side to side, and really stretch that SaberCat defense.
Likely the final play of the opening half with the conversion to follow. .26 unanswered points for New Orleans. JP Eloff 3 for 3 on conversions. And the pride of South Africa remains perfect. We have reached halftime, 28-6. New Orleans eyeing the points needed to once again go to sleep tonight, heads on their pillow with their name atop the table. Chance to check in with Stephanie Gonzalez.
Favorites. SaberCats head coach Justin Fitzpatrick. All right, talk to us about the first half. What are your thoughts?
Well, I thought we've been punished for a couple of mistakes that we've made quite heavily, and that seems to be in the story of the last few weeks. I didn't think we got the rewards for some of the possession and position that we had in the first half, and we need to rectify that in the second half.
What are you planning to tell the team in the locker room?
That's what I just told you. You know, we've got to get rewards when we're up in their green zone, and we've got to stop giving away silly scores. Simple as that.
And what can we expect to see in the second half?
Hopefully a little bit more accuracy.
All righty, thank you so much. All the best. Back to you guys.
NOLA Gold score the final 28 points of the opening half as we have reached the midway break here in Houston.
Meet the next generation of studio fitness. Introducing Tough Mudder Boot Camp. Train together. See results faster than ever. Check one out or own one yourself.
Season 2 of Major League Rugby is up and running. 9 teams from across the U.S. and Canada battle it out every week for the right to hoist the MLR Shield.
One for the line. Look at this guy going over.
The crowd has gone wild. The intensity, the drama, the buzz. You've got to love it. This is Rugby America. Get involved. Get behind it. It's here to stay.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Hello, my name is Christopher Santarose. I'm the master instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
Meet the next generation of studio fitness. Introducing Tough Mudder Boot Camp. Train together. See results faster than ever. Check one out or own one yourself.
28-6 as NOLA Gold out in front. Major League Rugby brought to you by Aviva. Aviva, a global leader in engineering and industrial software. Learn more about Aviva at aviva.com. Baylor College of Medicine, Sports Medicine, is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats. We know athletes because we are athletes. And Buffalo Specialties. If you can dream it, we can create it. Buffalo Specialties. So Houston found those opening 6 points, only to see 4 unanswered tries from the goal.
Yeah, so SaberCats are doing a really good job, but unfortunately, right as they get into the other half, they just start to panic a bit. They start to get what, we like to call tri-line fever, if you will. Just eyes on the prize, as we talked about in the last couple minutes. They had a lot of individual carries without anyone to support there and kind of ruck off any defensive threats. It's a quick turnover, and as you saw, NOLA got the turnover. They kicked for touch just to get some more territory. Drew another penalty, kicked for a little bit more territory, and just worked their way down the field.
If you're Nate Osborne, head coach of NOLA Gold, how pleased are you that New York did get those points of the win yesterday to keep a fire lit behind your men?
It's always nice to have someone chasing you. You can't get too content at the top, so whether that's a motivating factor, if you can keep yourself self-motivated, then whatever you need to keep you on top.
Well, one of the great things, again, about Major League Rugby, the ultimate mission of growing the game here in the States, and that opportunity can include you with summer camps here in Houston.
At the Houston SaberCats Academy is based around one thing, and that is to grow the greatest game in the world, rugby. Now, when it comes to our summer camps, our goal is to create an experience and an environment that's fun, safe, and engaging for all our participants. If you don't know much about our summer camps, here's some things you need to know. They're for both boys and girls. They're non-contact. They're from ages 9 through 13. For 12 hours of instruction, it's only $200. And the most important thing is that it's over 3 days and we go from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so we get out of that Houston heat. Because in the summer, you know that's very important. Everyone who'll be coaching at our SaberCats summer camps is not only a SaberCat player, but is accredited by USA Rugby and from all over the world. We've got Uruguayan, Fijian, Aussie, Irish, American. We're from everywhere. So you're going to get an experience like no other because of the melting pot of cultures that comes with our coaches. So for more information, please go to our website, thehoustonsabercats.com/academy, and sign up today. We can't grow the game of rugby without you.
Brother on three. 1, 2, 3.
On the board. Think about all the things you sacrificed. Think of how far you've come. What we're going to do today to kickstart this brand new league off.
This Thursday is Fan Appreciation Night at Constellation Field in Sugar Land. To show our appreciation to you, our great fans, all lower level seats are $25.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Style Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Carbach Brewing Company.
Hello, my name is Christopher Senarose. I'm the master instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
We know athletes because we are athletes. At the Sports Medicine Clinic at the Baylor College of Medicine, we provide top-level care to athletes of all levels in Houston and around the country. As the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats, our doctors and sports medicine healthcare professionals are dedicated to safely enhancing our athletes' performance while promoting recovery and injury prevention. Getting you back on the field, in the game, and ready to roar.
Welcome, Dynamo fans, to Cube 57. Patty Smith, John Granato, and Paul Gallant.
We're really excited to be broadcasting 30 Houston Dynamo games this season. We were the Dynamo home last year. We're proud to be it again, and we hope that you'll be along with us, whether they're here at BBVA Compass Stadium or on the road all season long.
That's right, Channel 57 or 653 on Xfinity. Come join us.
Halftime here at Constellation Field. Third home match of the year for the SaberCats. Able to strike for the first 6 points, but trailing midway through 28-6 against NOLA Gold. Chance to check back in with Stephanie and a special guest.
All right, thank you so much. I'm here with Paul Mullen. By the way, he has such great posture. I was telling him that. I was like, I need to stand like you. Okay, so you just got back to town Sunday. You're back with the SaberCats. Last year, you were part of the team, and also you were part of the USA Eagles. So what is it like to be back in Houston?
Yeah, it's great to be back in Houston. It's a bit colder than what I was expecting, but yeah, no, it's great to be back. Nice to be back here in Constellation Field, and yeah, happy out.
So something, too, that I love about Houston are the fans, obviously. I mean, the stadium is so loud right now. So what is it like to play in Houston? Because you've been everywhere pretty much.
Yeah, I suppose been around the block, yeah. No, it's fantastic. Houston's fantastic. The fans here in Houston are absolutely phenomenal. Like, it's, yeah, it's great.
And you're from Ireland, but you did move to the U.S. to go to Texas A&M, is that right?
That's right, yeah. So I went to high school in Ireland and then went to college in Texas A&M Galveston. and I just graduated last May.
What was your major?
Marine engineering. Yeah.
Smart one.
Well, I don't know. It took me a while, but so I graduated last May, and then I started playing with the SaberCats. So happy out.
And what is it like to be just part of the team? Because, I mean, these guys are fantastic. You guys are so easy to talk to, and also you love the game. So rugby is picking up, it's kicking off big time. So what has that been like, the experience?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's the second year of the MLR here in the States, and it's fantastic. So it's played all over the country. So I guess rugby's been becoming more popular, and as a result, it feeds into the national team. So I love rugby. So it's as rugby grows in America, it's better for everybody.
So what's something that you would tell someone right now that is trying to understand the game? What's probably the first thing you would tell them about rugby?
Like a kid, is a kid. Yeah, if it's a kid, I'd be just keep working hard, play every sport you can, stay fit, and if you're just be coachable. So whatever the coach tells you to do it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Back to you guys.
Stephanie, thank you. Again, both teams starting to emerge from the locker room. Second half coming up. When we come back, a look back at the highlights from the first 40 minutes of play here in Sugar Land.
Meet the next generation of studio fitness. Introducing Tough Mudder Boot Camp. Train together. See results faster than ever. Check one out or own one yourself.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, and by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.
We know athletes because we are athletes. At the Sports Medicine Clinic at the Baylor College of Medicine, we provide top-level care to athletes of all levels in Houston and around the country. As the official healthcare provider of the Houston SaberCats, our doctors and sports medicine healthcare professionals are dedicated to safely enhancing our athletes' performance while promoting recovery and injury prevention. Getting you back on the field, in the game, and ready to roar.
Season 2 of Major League Rugby is up and running. 9 teams from across the U.S. and Canada battle it out every week for the right to hoist the MLR Shield.
One for the line. Look at this guy coming over.
The crowd has gone wild. The intensity, the drama, the buzz. You've got to love it. This is Rugby America. Get involved. Get behind it. It's here to stay.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still, and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Plenty of scoring in the opening half. Houston started off on the right foot. Sam Windsor able to split the sticks on a pair of occasions. Had the SaberCats up 6-0.
Yeah, they're going to be coming out firing, looking for a little bit of revenge here in the second half. I'd like to see the Houston SaberCats put a try on early on here.
But it would be 4 tries, including from Malpin Blewett. Bailey Blewett with the highlight return. NOLA able to squeeze in one final try right before halftime. And an uphill battle to climb here for Houston. Again, the SaberCats imagined this would be a high-scoring affair. You saw them forego a penalty goal opportunity after they'd successfully been able to strike on 2 of them.
Yeah, Houston's looking to put a few extra points on the board here and kind of chip away at those standings, kind of work their way back up the top.
Sky high into the Houston night. And the Gold not content just yet. Taking names, taking it inside the 5.
Unfortunately, great idea on the kick there, just not the best execution and put it too high and too shallow right into a NOLA player's hands.
Into touch for the line out here.
And we'll look for NOLA probably to bring this down and maul a little bit, try to close that gap of the 5 meters, if not score a try. Otherwise, quickly look out to their backs and, again, put the pressure on their centers and their wings have been having a great game already.
They're already guaranteed the try bonus tonight. Houston denies that early opportunity for the driving maul.
Great choice here by NOLA. Let the forwards do a little bit of work there just around the fringes of that ruck, inch by inch, meter by meter.
Back within 4 meters. Gold looking to be the first team to taste the try zone on this end of the pitch.
This creates a maul here, so if the SaberCats can keep this from touching down in there and hold that ball up, they'll get the ball back. We'll see what happens.
Can they hold it up?
Unplayable. This is actually still a great opportunity for the SaberCats. They prevented that try, and they're able to keep that ball from 1, getting scored, and 2, nothing could come of it, so we'll get a reset here.
Again, Lincoln Rose, along with a woman who tonight is trading those 3 letters of USA for MLR, at least for the evening. Great to have Kate Zachary and, of course, Stephanie Gonzalez down on the pitch as well. This has been already a great start to the Major League Rugby campaign, a month and a half in. Introducing 2 new teams into the fold with high expectations. New York and Toronto will collide again at the season finale, perhaps fighting for one of those 4 playoff spots.
Yeah, both those teams coming in really hard this season and setting the tone and putting the bar up high for themselves, and we'll see how they finish out.
Gold scrum. Youngert was optimistic. 2 meters short at the moment.
SaberCats have had a great goal line defense all this season, and watching them against Seattle last week, this is where they could turn this ball over and get some possession back.
Chants from the home side fans cheering on the SaberCats in support, hoping that that back line will bend merely but not break. Gold continuing to test the waters, just dipping in a toe at a time.
SaberCats are doing great those first few phases, but they can't break down here. They're down to only a meter left before that try line. Strange play there, but looks like we're going to get a knock on.
Yeah, it looked like a SaberCat hand punched that ball forward. But first, a little bit of extracurricular activity away from play.
Looks like a group hug to me if I've ever seen one.
Those are rose-tinted glasses I see you working with.
More just all the better I can see across the field here.
Obviously, it's a little warmer in that skirmish than it is for those who are behaving themselves. SaberCats not in the clear just yet. Again, that ball, once it was elevated, you saw knocked on by Houston.
Yeah, unfortunate for Houston there. However, great defense, though. It takes a lot of work by the forwards to get low there on either side of that ruck. Continually push back the attacking threat there.
Okay, Kat, did you see anything over there? Nothing? Okay, what was the 2 numbers that started this? Number 9?
17 and 11.
Black 9. And if you can just identify him, it's fine. Number 9? Get your number 9?
6.
Or is it number 17 or 11? 11. Fellas, get number 11 quick.
11. Speak. There's the girl with the mallet, who's the moustache.
Okay. There's no penalties. We're just going to have a quick chat, calm the guys down, okay? Listen up. Hey, Matthew, you're part of the process. I need your help here, okay? So what I want from you guys is to just calm the guys down. We're having a great game, great contest. Let's just mess it up with off-the-ball stuff, okay? Especially you two. So stay positive, stay clean. Let's just sort the game. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go for the scrum.
I'll speak to him, I'll get him in a second.
You want to? Thanks, fellas. Appreciate that. Have a quick chat. Listen to your captain. You want to talk to you? Is this the mark for the scrum? Yeah, it's going to be your scrum.
Here we go.
Matters sorted out. Again, still our halftime score intact of 28-6, but the Gold threatening to change that if they can find their 5th try or even some insurance splitting the sticks, if they can find a penalty in an opportune spot.
Looks like the ref's actually giving that knock on against the Gold. So SaberCats, great opportunity to get out of their defending half here. Probably look for them to maybe gain some ground. Or Windsor, it looks like he might be setting up just a kick straight off the back of this.
Again, having Sam Windsor certainly gives you a lot of options, both in the run of play, as well as perhaps emerging from this scrum.
SaberCats able to draw that penalty there in the scrum. Looks like it was collapsed by NOLA Gold. So we'll look for them to inch their way down the field with a kick to touch here, followed up by a line out. Maybe bring it down, let the forwards do a little bit more work and set up their back. So we haven't seen yet really this half.
Still playable for the Gold. Chance to chew up some space. Well handled, calling for the mark.
Good choice to take that right there. He's under a lot of pressure. Now, unfortunately, can't kick this to touch here, but we'll look for a good chase.
Zach Pangelinen able to secure that one, the 30-year-old from Guam. Seen him with both the U.S. national team 15s and 7s after representing Guam on the soccer pitch.
Yeah, you know, soccer's a great segue into rugby there, just with moving around the field and especially the fitness and continuous play like you see here in rugby.
So a small victory a moment ago from Houston, but a short-lived victory at that. Try number 5 for the Gold. Tristan Blewett was tied for 4th in Major League Rugby coming into this weekend.
Another great try there. One of the other backs there set him up, went right in the hole, was able to throw him a quick offload after drawing in 2 defenders, and easy peasy try number 3.
It's Blewett's first campaign outside of his home of South Africa, and early on, have to say it's been a success. He had 3 tries coming into today, now multiple ventures into the try zone, and Elof again will tack on 2 more. Things have escalated quickly here at Constellation Field.
Yeah, just unfortunate for Houston there, but still yet plenty of time. You know, 33-6. And seems like a lot, but if you can just be patient, 1 try at a time, this could quickly become, you know, a completely different game.
Knock on for the Gold.
Well, great opportunity here. They find themselves right on the 22 of their attacking half. So, again, like we talked about, if we can just keep this ball in the scrum here nice and easy, possibly even draw a penalty. If we draw a penalty there, may look for them to go to touch and then try to bring down a line out again. But first things first, you have to get this scrum right and get that ball out to the back.
Houston was no stranger to the red zone in that opening half early on. Settled for a couple of kicks, successful at that, but have to imagine we won't see Sam Windsor attempting many for 3 points at a time. They'll be eyeing the full 7.
6. 1, 2, 3.
Arata feeds another SaberCats scrum.
Houston playing on advantage here.
Mentioned Windsor with 4 tries last year, more than just a pretty boot. As the Gold for a moment there with the turnover. Houston will get it back.
Yeah, ref calling it back there to that scrum. I think it was about the wheel there because it kind of spun around there, so he put the advantage up for the ball, even came out. And as we talked about, draw that penalty, kick for touch, and we'll look again here to the forwards to make something happen.
Again, it's all about player safety, the wheeling of that scrum.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, you've got the second row there with their heads tucked in between that front row, and when it starts to wheel, it's just not a comfortable position for your neck or head.
You saw the line drive kick into touch. Again, trying to set up a driving maul. Perhaps best opportunity now for Houston to get into the try zone for the first time. Can the Gold defense stand tall? As things matriculate back into touch.
Well, maybe gone in touch. Looks like ref has got a scrum back here now to the SaberCats again. So another opportunity here, but we just got to get this one right and get that ball out and put some points on the board.
Again, the indication of the knock-on.
Yes. Who's that last scrum penalty?
You guys were walking around.
SaberCats put in a couple subs, actually. It looks like Connor Murphy's now coming off the bench, so got a little spark here and some energy to come off and hopefully pick some of the energy up on this team and really bring his teammates up. Sometimes that's what you need in the second half, is someone just to pop in and help out.
The Englishman stepping in at scrum half for Arata.
Coach! I see him. I got the wing if you come.
Fine.
Yep. Watch that 8. Watch that 8, Zach. Sit. 2, 3, hold. Shoot it.
Early before the ball is
And a quick tap and go. SaberCats trying to be optimistic. Vithi had ideas of a highlight hurdle. Opportunity still alive out wide.
Hitting their cats, hitting their cat.
Will the arm be raised in the battle for the final moments here at the edge of the try zone? And a penalty to reward the home side.
That was a tackler that might tackle, not rolling wide. Serious injuries with the back.
They will stop the play for a moment. SaberCats still threatening.
Yeah, they're sitting in a really good position once again. So the thing here, though, is they haven't been able to capitalize yet. They get a little bit too excited, a little overzealous. I've said it once and time again, but patience is the name of the game at this point. You're this close, you need the points, but you can't do it alone. This is a team game. There's 15 of you, so you can't go alone. You've got to have someone in there to help you either push across that line or secure the ruck.
Yeah, this is looks pretty serious.
Both sides with a man down, and that will not always prevent play from resuming, especially when it's far enough away.
Yep, sometimes the one interesting thing about rugby that catches a lot of people off guard, there may be someone down in the backfield, but as long as it's not serious and it's not hindering play, play will continue, and unfortunately you'll do your best to avoid that area.
Well, Tristan Blewett, what a night he has had already, with still half an hour to spare here in Houston. No stranger getting back into the try zone and getting the Gold back on top.
Hey, he's done a great job all night tonight. He's got quite the wheels underneath him, and it's nice to have someone in that center position who can strike on, hit through the line, and just, they've got legs to burn and love to finish.
They love his aggression. You can find him all over the pitch. Signed this past fall as an addition for the New Orleans side. We're going to see Taylor Howden come on. Howden was your understudy at the role of captain until their true captain returned this week. Howden, a center out of New Zealand. Second year with NOLA. As Blewett comes off the pitch.
The tackler released slowly. He did release eventually.
One of Dan Power's favorite names in Major League Rugby. No shortage of puns for young Tristan Blewett.
He's so punny is what you're saying.
They're checking the back of his head.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he was on the other side of that hurdle by Constellation.
So once again, Houston still flirting with its first try of the night, 5 meters out.
Already losing some ground there, unfortunately, but backs are wide open. See what happens.
A touch off the bench for JoJo. Trying to snap a string of 35 straight points for the visitors from New Orleans tonight.
Again, really important here not to go alone into contact. You can't afford to lose this at the breakdown.
Elof sends it back to Streifler. And an indication that Sam Windsor may be getting back involved here. It looked like initially after the whistle. Let's see if they are going to simply kick or opt for the scrum. No, subsequent signal for the scrum.
Yeah, might as well take the scrum here. It's a great option. They did start to go back over there a second ago, but, you know, Houston so far tonight has had a really great scrum, drawn more penalties, been able to gain some easy meters, set up their backs, and really open up their centers and wings. And so now we just have to finalize this, though, with some execution of the back line. Ford's doing a great job, but we've got to put some points on the board here for Houston.
Okay. Time off, break up, please. Let's go again. Okay, and white one off sub. They want to sub you.
Cam Falcon has come on, the New Orleans native, one of several men from the Big Easy, calling NOLA Gold home these days. In fact, he went to Archbishop Shaw High School. That's the same campus that hosts Gold Stadium on match days. Fans there in New Orleans have really embraced the Gold here in year 2, and of course they've been rewarded. More often than not, the Gold have captured at least 4 points tonight for the victory. A try bonus is already guaranteed this evening. A possible 5-point evening on their trek into the east side of Texas tonight for NOLA.
Yeah, NOLA's done a great job this season, just putting points on the board and keeping themselves at the top there. You know, whether it's kicks or whether they're getting their tries in place there, they've not only won their games, but they've done it together. And like I've said before, their team camaraderie, you can see it, whether it's the guys on the bench here, it's the guys in the backfield. They really take care of one another.
Beefy. Last time was a hurdle. This time keeps both feet planted.
I got it.
It's a great quick tap choice there. Try to find NOLA sleeping, but they were able to slow that one down.
Well, Houston's confidence doesn't appear shaken. Everybody moving with purpose here. Determined to find that 5 points.
Stay on there. White.
But back to New Orleans. And for the first time, a little bit of breathing room for the Gold. Beefy will have to do some work of his own. Minimal support. Finally back to Windsor. Kalinas now, a fan favorite for a reason. Max Tackett on the pitch, coming off the bench tonight. Vithi able to stay on his feet for a couple more strides before finally surrendering it. You like to reward the big man, Jamie Deaver.
Yeah, SaberCats doing a great job getting their forwards out there, trying to get a mismatch against the NOLA Gold backs and get some extra meters, so you can see them lining up off the number 10. Great option, like I said, get that mismatch.
They are playing touchline to touchline here. Are the SaberCats, a little dummy from Pangelina.
Get back. Everyone back. Leave it.
And one of the Gold defenders looked like they were determined to get a souvenir from Connor Murphy and take that kit home.
Fortunate part's why you got to wear these tight jerseys in rugby, so they can't come off you very easy.
Well, it's not that Houston's been dominated in time of possession this season, and of course we're seeing that again tonight. SaberCats have owned the ball here in the second half. They just have not put the scoreboard operator to work here since emerging from the locker room. That could change at any moment. Mindful of that touch line.
Great couple quick picks around this ruck to keep that ball moving, the NOLA defense moving.
Tackle! Stay back here.
Oh, a dummy from Deaver.
Go, jump it.
Add that to his highlight reel.
Big man's got some skills there. Really did sell the defense, though. Got himself a couple extra meters with that.
We'll find the right music bed for it.
Get back.
SaberCats doing a much better job sourcing a few extra bodies so they don't lose the ball at this breakdown. Nola's hunting for that ball, trying to get a poach and get some possession back.
Connolly.
It's your own player. It's your own player on the ball.
Space out wide. Go back in. The fullback there trying to sneak in under the sticks.
Offloaded just in time. SaberCats still threatening here. We have try bonuses, loss bonuses, but no time of possession bonus. This has been a story at times this year for the SaberCats. If this pitch was just 5 meters shorter on either end, that ball spills loose, and will that spell the end of this attack for the home side?
Man, such a good couple phases of play there. Just unfortunate. I think Zach took his eyes off the ball there, saw the try line right in front of him, and unfortunate, just a little knock on.
5 and 7. 3, 5 and 7.
Houston will bring Jake Turnbull on along with Rob Meeson. We saw Rob last week with the start at lock.
So that's 2 free kicks for stability.
Turnbull, the 24-year-old Australian.
It's crouch, bind, set, and you're still moving. So the set was fine, but then the working. Okay, guys, come off as well. Captain, we're gonna take water.
As we have our second hydration break
Take water.
on the day.
What do you see?
An hour complete here in Sugar Land, Texas. Gold with the lone score in the second half, leading 35-6 here on the road tonight.
Brother on 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the board. Think about all the things you sacrificed. Think of how far you've come. What we're going to do today to kickstart this brand new league off.
This Thursday is Fan Appreciation Night at Constellation Field in Sugar Land. To show our appreciation to you, our great fans, all lower level seats are $25.
Hello, my name is Christopher Centerose. I'm the master instructor of United Taekwondo here in Katy, Texas. We teach Taekwondo to children and adults of all ages. We also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Friday nights at 6:30. We look forward to meeting you and your family soon.
Major League Rugby on a Saturday night, just outside of Houston, temporary home of the SaberCats, Sugar Land, Texas. Constellation Field, a little bit of history here. This is where Roger Clemens threw his final game as a pitcher. Tracy McGrady, the NBA All-Star, even dabbled on the pitching mound at one time for this minor league team. There's a reason why people talk about minor league promotions.
Hey, but you know, those are really big deals here, and I'd be curious how many of these players know what a special place they're playing at.
Beautiful venue, only to be surpassed by Aviva Stadium when it is ready. NOLA Gold finally able to win that ball back after the SaberCats surrendered it into the tri-zone, unaccompanied. But let's see if the SaberCats don't have this ball returned to them off a boot coming out of the scrum. And in touch on the fly.
Once again, you know, it's nice for the SaberCats to get this opportunity and get ball back in hand now because of that kick. We're sitting right about the 50-yard line, just into their attacking half. So, you know, we've got 20 minutes left. What we're going to look to do here is get the ball in the backs, get some more meters, and again, just keep working their way into that tri-zone.
Our official Ben Krause has done a nice job tonight, accompanied by Stephen Finaroli and Kat Roche. Again, Murphy, your scrum half now here in the second half for Houston.
He did a great job reacting quickly off that tap off the top of the line out there.
Windsor into gold territory. They just haven't been able to get Kalinisau or Vithi into the space they would like.
They're doing a great job playing quick ball here, though, trying to really stress this NOLA defense, move them around a bit, and kind of open up some holes.
I mean, Vithi in that loss against Seattle just had an incredible outing on 11 touches, 140 meters run.
They need to get the ball to him, though. Right now, they're just not able to connect with their whole back line.
Meanwhile, NOLA, of course, bolstered with Canadians and Americans returning from the ARC. That included Howard, Bailey, and Dolan all into the starting 15 tonight, along with Maupin.
And I'd be curious how much of an effect that's had, you know, because these teams have spent, you know, a week, 2, 3 weeks without some of these players, and to have them come back in and try to get back on the same page and work together.
I think they had to wear name tags the first practices back.
Definitely, but no one could forget Younger with that hair.
I detect a little jealousy.
Kind of. I mean, blondes do have more fun, so he's got the right idea.
Well, NOLA defense, again, has spent the bulk of their time out there with the SaberCats tossing the ball around. That may change here.
Deliberate knockdown yet? No.
The SaberCats have not been able to put a dent in the 35 unanswered points from the visiting side.
The SaberCats are doing a great job maintaining possession here. I mean, I think out of all these games, this might be the ones that they've kept the most possession and spent the most time in the attacking half. But again, unfortunately, just haven't capitalized.
And Windsor comes up well short of his goal.
And it kicks a lot tough over there when you're that close to the sideline, and it's a hard angle to get as much distance as you'd like to get and get some territory back.
Guys, just checks cleaning around the neck.
And Cat Roche right on top of the spot.
Are you going to do that, Kevin? Is he coming on? Thank you.
That's Matt Almeida, the American prop out there with the hair we are all jealous of on a chilly night.
It's a great line out there. A little 5-man line out with a bit of movement really opens up and moves some of that defense pressure.
And here's the opportunity. Vithi off to the races. Crossed his T's, dotted his try. And the SaberCats are back on the board for the first time here in the second half.
That was just simple, right off the line out. Just classic rugby there. Front pod there, just taking a clean pass from the hooker, right out to the number 9, hooking up with that guy, and there we go, off to the races.
And it just gives you some optimism if you're Houston. Vithi capable of that at any moment. You think of all the time they spent 5 meters out trying to bully their way in. Instead, one home run from number 14 from distance. First time to see Windsor trying to split the sticks since those penalty goals early on in the opening half. This would be just worth 2. The wind right now at his face. And the flags will stay down. Conversion no good, but that won't quell the excitement on the try run from Vithi as SaberCats are about to get it back.
Yeah, they just need to harness this moment here now. They're on the front foot. They're going to get this ball back off the kickoff, and they just have to go forward, whether it's through the forwards, open up some holes, and move it out to the backs. Maybe we'll see another Vithi score later on.
Now get back.
Murphy puts his boot into it. So many good things can happen when you send that ball skyward.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. You know, sometimes you might look at that and wonder, why are we kicking away possession once again? But as you can see there, the winger for the SaberCats able to chase that ball down, put some pressure on NOLA, force the knock-on, which then led to yet again another penalty for being in front of that knock-on and catching the ball.
Even a minor bobble on the receiving team, be that forward knock-on that you need to get you going.
Yeah, one little mistake can go a long way in changing the outcome of a game.
And this time, an unfortunate hop for the SaberCats. Who's the fastest? This one into space. Will it die down in the try zone? As the Gold able to shove that one into touch, opportunity for NOLA to possibly get the try back.
What a great kick there. Unfortunately, you know, the SaberCats find themselves under some pressure there. Zach, unfortunately, not able to let that goal in the try zone to touch it down so they could retain possession, so he's forced to grab that ball and gets pushed out of bounds.
Subs coming on. Boys number 2.
Yeah, Pangilinan had a decision to make there with very little time to make his choice.
Yeah, one more half meter. If that ball crosses the line and it's been put in by the other team, he's got the option then to touch it down and bring it back up to the 22 for a kick out there.
Each team with one try here in the second half.
Better defense here by Houston on the maul. They're able to spin it, but then correct and stop it on that other half there. Wonderful. Look at this. Now they get the ball back deep in their half.
if you're on the wrong end of a driving ball, just how frustrating can that be?
It's really hard to defend. Once that gets moving, I mean, your feet are going backwards, and just imagine you're running backwards downhill. It's about how it feels like sometimes. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, once momentum starts building, so hard in such little amount of space, 5 meters out, to put a halt to it.
Yeah, your best option on those there is as that jumper comes down, what you can do is you can try to sack them, which is pull them down to the ground before they can pass the ball back.
Stand up, no head to head. You're on the outside. Hey, you're on the outside. You're loose hitter. Well, that's good. Let's go.
Let's go, boy. Cow dog.
Yeah.
Come, Matty. Gonna go hard here. Yeah, boys. Matty. Second set. Here we go. Calls on me here. Promote yourself. Yeah. Second. Yeah.
Crouch.
Swing.
Bind.
Sam Windsor looks like he's set up to kick again here and get out of just the pressure.
New Orleans fans have traveled well. Chance of NOLA taking over here at Constellation Field. The SaberCats will have the penalty to their benefit.
Captain, please.
Well, if you're in New Orleans, you are coming off your best defensive outing on the year. Of course, you were aided by frozen precipitation over there in Utah.
Right, JP, we
conceded just 19
7
points.
penalties now. 4 of them was for scrum time. Okay. At this stage, we get the setup perfectly, and then when the pressure comes, we just overextend and fall. Now, the next one won't just be a penalty. It will be more than a penalty. Okay. We need to follow up. Yeah. If you lose the scrum, you just take the next one again. Okay. Take that one. You want to have a quick chat? Just to the front rows. Just the front rows.
Hey, front row. In. Corner.
That was a scrum penalty, tight head, collapsing. Just hold on.
Yeah, I'll be getting the ball off.
Again, just conceding those 19 points to Utah, but even stingier tonight on the road. This defense of New Orleans.
Number. You can't throw real good. Number. I don't know numbers, so they're walking in. I don't know numbers.
Such a great opportunity here in Major League Rugby to listen in on the men and women in pink each evening. They do their best to work with these athletes to avoid stopping play for penalties.
Rip by white.
They essentially can be your friend early on before they have to enforce. Gold with masses, a caravan out wide.
No advantage offside. That was number 20, never onside.
Offside flag up.
Number 20, never onside.
Courtesy of Stephen Finaroli across the way.
Just as you're talking about the ref's important role here, they're able to play that advantage. So even though he saw that offsides, he's able to let play continue to see if NOLA can make something of it. And if not, like you saw here, they went out of bounds. Comes back to the team to that advantage.
He'll remind them they had that advantage until finally calling it off if necessary. Gold are playing short a man at the moment due to an injury. But that's not holding them back here.
NOLA doing a great job traveling in groups here to secure every single breakdown, not to lose possession here.
A dangerous pass. Windsor just a split second behind. Otherwise, that may have spilled. And the ball does, in fact, come free. This is where the enforcer role would come in with our officials.
Break it. Wait, break it. Go. Cat, just get numbers. Right, leave it.
Up until now, we had yet to see any flashes of color.
Surprisingly not, but I think the biggest thing here is now you've just got to assess the situation. 1, break it up, and then 2, take some time and talk to the teams.
Final 10-minute stretch
Get your team over there.
for the Gold and the SaberCats. Busy night in Major League Rugby, which is one Friday night affair. And Certainly a highly anticipated one.
After I blew the whistle.
New York in front of its home crowd, delighting them with late 4 points.
Any other players?
What player was that?
What's the winger on that side? Yeah. What's it? 14 black. Okay.
After I had 13 black.
Okay.
Choking white.
Okay.
I would also issue a red card for that on the ground after the fact.
Okay. So what you're telling me is number 14 black. I'm happy with the red card for him. Place, and there was also came, choked him
on the ground.
Clearly choked him on the ground and kept on with the choke.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
That's what I'm telling you.
So I'm going to go 2 red cards.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
I agree.
2 red cards and penalty for them. Right, 14 and 13. Kat, you got anything to add? Sorry.
No, I don't.
That's what you said. You're the 14, yeah.
Sorry, Josh.
13 and 14. Okay, he's the captain now.
Yes, sir.
Is he the captain? No,
I'm the captain.
Right, 13, you can come here as well. Okay, so what happened was...
A little bit of catch-up for both sides.
Okay. You're gonna give me the opportunity. No, it's fine. Thanks. Okay, so what
Both
happened was
sides
after
here
the whistle...
just a little bit under pressure, you can see, with just a few remaining minutes, but unfortunately that's why we've got the refs who keep things under control.
That's red. That's clear red. Okay, that's the law. And then after that, 13 came in, choked the player and kept the choke on the ground, and there was a recommendation for also a red. Okay, so we're going to go 2 reds for first you elbow into the face, you choking and kept the choke. That was the call. Okay, and we're going to stick with it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk to your players. We can't have any more of that because this is what's going to happen. We're going to stick with the red. So there's 1 red over there.
You choked him first.
Okay, that's what I heard. Okay, well, see, that's what I got from the side. Thanks.
I subbed off by 60.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, but we can still continue with scrums. Are you back on? Yeah. Okay, fellas. Boys.
So Kalina Sal has played his final moments tonight for the SaberCats.
We will deal with it. Okay. We're going to start with a penalty. No, it's a penalty.
It's a tough loss. With a card like that now, SaberCats going to be down a man for the remainder of this game here, which, unfortunately is not what they needed being at such a deficit.
The coach, can you get him into the box as well, please?
And it is a double red, Vithi as well. And so you're talking about 2 men short now for the SaberCats. And perhaps a driving maul coming up here for New Orleans.
It's a tough loss here for the SaberCats. They're just going to have to dig deep and do the best they can and really keep up the pressure on defense. So shut the ball down as early as possible and regain possession.
SaberCats lose their lone try score of the night.
That's self-collapse number 20. 20 collapses himself.
Great defense already to shut down that maul just short of the try line.
Tackle!
And a knock on there on the bobble by the Gold.
Yeah, some wonderful pressure. You see Joseph Kelly come in there on that back line. NOLA tried to go wide, and he's able just to get the shoestrings there and trip up the NOLA back, able to give the SaberCats the front foot on defense.
We got the message.
So again, a scrum for the SaberCats. It's been one of the bright spots this year for them. Those men up front, and Deaver and Connolly with the hooker O'Toole. On much of the year, we've seen Jake Turnbull come in at prop tonight.
They've done a great job, too, with swapping in some of these players. They've all gotten some quality minutes. They've been able to work together. To have some unity there in the front line is really important. I mean, those 3 have to work together, and they have to trust each other as you go into such these crucial moments like scrums.
Well, how does the scrum look differently for you when you're missing your 13 and your 14?
Well, the scrum itself luckily doesn't look any different. However, it does mean it puts your flankers under some more pressure to get off the scrum as quickly as possible and help out the back line there.
Yeah, slightly less support back there waiting for you.
At this stage, both of you you going down, please fix it, or I will. Okay, so there's no one of you, it's both of you guys. Is this how we end the game? No punch. Please deal with it,
After
please.
tonight, the Gold again continue to square off against these Texas teams. They will host Austin next Saturday before a road swing through Glendale and Toronto, while Houston will look forward to a matchup back here against Utah.
I'm sure they'll look forward to playing Utah in a little bit better conditions than last time.
Sit.
There we go.
What was it, White?
What's going on here?
Off you go. Off you go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. That's lucid, hinging.
So after the warning and after the penalty, ball back over to Houston.
Yeah, it was something like that. There have just been one too many penalties in that scrum area. So what you'll see there is a persistent infringement kind of penalty. That's just been one too many. So refs got to bring the card out and just let the team know, like, no more.
Ben Kraus and our officials in this sport, again, will make sure to indicate to members specifically within the scrum who had the infraction. You get warned once. After that, a yellow will be sent your way with 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Houston's best option here is to go quick. They don't have the men on the back line, so they don't have time to slow this ball down. They've got to keep it going, keep the NOLA defense disorganized and not sure who to go after.
And the big hits keep coming on a chilly night in Houston from the Gold. Murphy.
Doesn't look like his back line was ready for that kick.
And all the way back to his fullback again. And Pangelinan.
Get back 6.
As the service will stop with the Gold opting now to hang on.
Yeah, that was a great kick option there by him to really chase it down himself, put everyone back on sides, and now Houston's got a great defensive stand.
That was Ruck first.
Mind you, for the final 5 minutes or so, Houston down 2 men. A penalty, 15. New Orleans.
Ruck first.
Yeah, at this point, New Orleans is going to really love these moments because they're going to get to kick to touch and just watch this clock tick down.
For the fans back in the Big Easy in a few minutes to start refreshing that website of Major League Rugby on the standings.
Number 9.
You will see the Gold soon enough reclaim that top spot. After New York last night, able to wrestle it away momentarily.
There's still a lot of rugby to play in this season, though, so I'll be curious to see who really ends up at top as these standings continue to tighten up.
Right now, Gold, Glendale, Seattle, San Diego, New York, all in that conversation. Toronto excited now that it seems like they got their entire team back from the ARC. Two fewer SaberCats to help defend. Can New Orleans take advantage?
Kick forward by White. Kick forward by White.
They say it was not a knock-on. It was played legally off the boot.
It's a great turnover there for the SaberCats, and again, now they've just got to keep possession. Name of the game here, and they're already going into contact. 1, 2 people only.
Winds up in the lap of Almeida. Windsor responsible tonight for 6 of Houston's 11 points. Their lone try coming from Vithi here in the second half. After 35 unanswered points rattled off by the Gold. Good support out wide. And it's back to the try zone for the visitors.
Yeah, SaberCats went for a bit of a Hail Mary there with that deep kick. They had a great chase, flew out of that line, but a couple missed tackles, and they felt every bit of missing those 2 players now.
6 tries tonight with the try bonus already in hand. They're going to store a few more away for the rest of any more cold weather this winter.
Hopefully no one's playing in any much more snow as we continue to progress through the season.
They'll be begging for it this June.
What would you rather, humidity or snow?
I think wherever you live, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Except in San Diego.
One more look at the 6th try of the night for the Gold here on the road. As we have seen several highlight runs tonight. So with it, a 29-point lead as we approach the final moments this evening. And for anybody cheering against NOLA, once again, you are sorely disappointed.
The SaberCats are still putting on a good show here, but, you know, unfortunately, 2 people down, 13 versus 15 can really not go your way.
The Gold are not going anywhere. What a team they have put together, one of the most explosive offensive units in Major League Rugby here in year 2. They already had a league best 23 tries. They add 6 more to their account this evening.
They're a very good team. They use their forwards, they use your backs, and that's what you need. You know, you can't just be a one-sided team. You're really going to see the SaberCats flying off this line in this last minute, just trying to get any kind of possession here.
One man to beat, plenty of support. All the numbers favor the Gold. For a 7th time in Houston, NOLA able to strike.
Great composure there after that one errant pass, put them in their try zone. One little dummy, quick passes out wide, and send your wings to do what they do best.
Correct. That's correct.
Thank you.
A reminder upon the conclusion of this evening's matchup, stick around as Stephanie Gonzalez will have a chance to chat with our man of the match. A few men to choose from. And the vice captain again. No mistake. With that, the 80 minutes complete here in Sugar Land. NOLA comes to town for the first tussle with Houston. A 49-11 decision for the Gold.
Yeah, it was a great game out here. We knew it would be. Both teams really left it out there on the line, as you could see in those last 10 minutes with a little bit of extra physicality, but hats off to both teams for a great night played.
And yes, New York's reign atop Major League Rugby, short-lived. NOLA Gold back on top, a point ahead of that seawall of Seattle, with a game still in hand. Through 6 games, 5 victories for the Gold.
They're off to a great start this season.
Let's check back in down on the pitch with Stephanie Gonzalez.
All right, guys, I'm here with our man of the match, outside center for NOLA Gold. I'm so excited. You had such a great game, and congratulations. And we were both like talking about how we're both shaking. Him from excitement, I'm just freezing. So talk to us about tonight's game.
No, it was an awesome game. Obviously, we came out here a long drive yesterday, and we just had to hold it together. We had all our international players back, so a new team again. But yeah, it's a lot of fun out there, and good evening of rugby.
So what does this win mean to you? How does this impact the season?
I think it just helps us a lot, because at the top of the table, it's very tight. I think any loss could put you right back at the back of the table. So I think this lead just gives us extra points and helps us on our way.
And this was one heck of a game. I mean, the score says it all. So what was the mentality like coming into tonight's game?
I'm not sure. I think every game we start from the beginning and we just play it like the next game. As soon as you start treating games separately, you start getting complacent. So I think we just came in, played our game, and came through for us.
All right, well, congratulations once again. And back to you, Lincoln.
Stephanie, thank you very much. A reminder, next up for the Gold, they head home to welcome the Austin Elite, while Houston will stick around to welcome Utah to town as the Warriors make their trip back to the Lone Star State. It's a 7-try night for the class of Major League Rugby. NOLA Gold back atop the table. For Kate Zachary and Stephanie Gonzalez, I'm Lincoln Rose. The Gold prevailed tonight as we continue through the second month of year number 2 here in Major League Rugby. A final farewell from Sugar Land, Texas.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. On the board. Think about all the things you sacrificed. Think of how far you've come. What we're going to do today to kickstart this brand new league off.
This Thursday is Fan Appreciation Night at Constellation Field in Sugar Land. To show our appreciation to you, our great fans, all lower level seats are $25.
Welcome, Dynamo fans, to Cube 57. Patty Smith, John Granado, and Paul Gallant.
We're really excited to be broadcasting 30 Houston Dynamo games this season. We were the Dynamo home last year. We're proud to be it again, and we hope that you'll be along with us, whether they're here at BBVA Compass Stadium or on the road all season long.
That's right, Channel 57 or 653 on Xfinity. Come join us.
Once upon a time, there was a time when time stood still and you could pause the hustle and bustle to unwind with good music and a cold, refreshing beer. Well, friend, that time can now be any time thanks to Love Street Kolsch Style Blonde. It's a crisp, easy drinking, go-with-the-flow beer brewed with floral German hops. Hello. Well, hi there. When all you need is to kick back and give the soul some free time, all you need is Love Street. Brewed with love in Houston, Texas by the Carbach Brewing Company.
Aviva, proudly sponsoring Houston SaberCats Rugby. With over 16,000 customers and 4,400 employees across the globe, we have delivered unrivaled excellence for more than 50 years. In an environment that's increasing in complexity, the one constant is the need for change. Change driven by new demands, by the desire to do things better, by sustaining what you've created. We enable customers to master change, pushing boundaries in a digital world where everything is possible.